Factory Records in Manchester kind of changed this city, put it on the map musically. But the great Tony Wilson, and he was great, he was some of the best company I've ever met in my life. What a wonderful man. I met him in 2003, and on that occasion, I wanted the facts, not the myths, about why he and his factory label did not sign the Smiths. There are no secrets between you and the Lord. Did you turn down the Smiths, or did the Smiths turn down Factory Records? Let's have the story.
There are at least three different versions of this. What happened to me personally, and my own position was, at that point, Factory was about 3 years old, and Factory was a dinosaur, because we'd begun with this whole non-promotion thing, being very clever, and for about 2 years, if you're the only company in the world that doesn't promote, it's great promotion. But suddenly, it didn't work anymore, and we were lost and dull. This is before Blue Monday. This is post-Joy Division, before Blue Monday. We were a redundant company, and I had just working with the Stockholm Monsters, who were a wonderful band, and with, I think, the first single by James. And I couldn't get either of these things away, and I was very depressed. I had been invited to go and see Stephen at his mum's house on Kings Road, Stretford, about 9 months earlier, where he announced to me he decided to be a pop star, and I thought, there's as much chance of that as of a squadron of pigs flying over the Pennines. He seemed to be the most unlikely pop star, but...
So just a minute, to interject here.
Yes?
You were in the habit, were you, of going round to teenagers' bedrooms and sitting on the end of the candlewick bedspread?
Only genius teenagers, and I was quite obsessed with Stephen, because Stephen was clearly, I thought Stephen was going to be our novelist or playwright, because he was part of that post-punk community. He'd kind of been part of the scene, but he was this sort of the specky intellectual kid in the corner. And
Hadn't he written a play for you?
Well, actually, he had given me a one-act play about eating toast, which I then lost, and I wonder whether that's the reason he's never forgiven me. But that was my particular obsession with Stephen. And yes, I did sit in his bedroom under these James Dean posters to hear his announcement that he was going to be a pop star, and I just kept myself from laughing. And I told my best friend Richard Boone, that manager of the Buzzcocks, and Richard said, well, we'll see. And then the two of us attended, I think it would maybe have been the second Smiths gig about 6 months later, which was at Manhattan. And obviously it was utterly stunning. So, yes, I knew that it was wonderful, but I myself was so depressed by the state of Factory then in 82, 83, whatever, that I didn't think we should sign him. I didn't want to lumber Steve and the Smiths with my crappy record label. Now, that's my version. I know that Stephen and Johnny have their own stories.
But the more the better. And also, Peter Hook's gone to press to say he's not come today because he thought the Smiths were rubbish and insignificant. So we know where he stood on it. Anyway, well, that was the first... Honestly, it's turned me down today.
Well, okay, well, I'll tell you what, he's... sometime, not tonight, but one time, Liz, I'll tell you a little secret which will let you get back at hooking.
Right, rubbing my hands out. Oh, and he never got the chance to tell me. Tony Wilson speaking to me in 2003 when we celebrated 20 years of the Smiths.